What's going on, guys? Jacob Ober here. Um, the Packers went at pick number 94 with a tight end from Cincinnati named Josiah Deguara. Um, he did not finish a single season at Cincinnati with more than 40 receptions, and he was consistently rated between number 12 and number 20 on a lot of scouts lists of the best tight ends in the draft this year. In what I might say is one of the historically worst tight end drafts we've ever seen. There's not a lot of good tight ends in this draft, and apparently we picked a guy who was in the double digits for tight ends from a lot of guys that know what they're talking about. So I'm not thrilled about this pick. I'm not thrilled about any of the picks for the Packers in the first 3 rounds of this draft. And, I was skeptical about Jordan Love last night. I was actually more than skeptical. I was not thrilled with the pick at all. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, well, as long as we have a good second and third round, I think we could kind of salvage it a little bit. The Packers didn't have a very good second and third round. And nothing against any of the guys we took. I'm sure they all have a chance to be pretty good NFL players. But none of these guys really seem to make the team a whole lot better next season. Mercedes Lewis is our tight end number 2. Mercedes Lewis or Jay Sternberger. The guy we just drafted is probably looking at tight end 3 for his first year. So once again, the Packers are picking for the future. It's like the Packers front office doesn't think that last year happened. That we didn't have a great team that came up a little bit short. That we don't have any glaring holes and that we just need to build for the future. That Aaron Rodgers' era is over. That's what it feels like out of this front office. And like I said before, I am not an expert. I am a fan. I don't know jack shit. But to me, this just doesn't seem like the kind of course that a team looking to go to the Super Bowl next year would take. A quarterback, a running back, and a tight end. 3 positions we are not in dire need of right now. These picks would have been okay in the last 3 rounds of the draft. In the first 3 rounds, I'm baffled. Like I said, I don't understand this. It feels like the team is drafting for the future. And I don't like it. At all. Your wide receivers combined played 54% of snaps with undrafted players last season. And your running game gave up 300 yards to the 49ers last season in the NFC Championship game. The Packers addressed neither the running game or the run defense or the wide receiver core. They addressed neither of those. And here we are with a quarterback who will not play for another 3 to 4 years barring a catastrophe, a running back whose best bet is to have maybe an impact in the winter months if we're even in the playoff race at all, and a tight end who's looking at best case scenario, probably second string next season. But I seriously doubt a guy who, in the worst rated tight end class in a long time, who was ranked at the best 12th by a lot of scouts, is going to beat out a 36-year-old veteran who is an excellent run blocker. So, I don't understand this pick, guys. I don't understand any of our picks in the first 3 rounds. I wish I did, and I hope I'm wrong, but this has been nothing short of a disaster, in my opinion, for the Packers. I don't like it. And, like I said, I could live with the Jordan Love pick if we had a good second and third round. I don't think we had a good second and third round. And some people may disagree with me. That's okay. Just don't be rude and insulting about it. But I really don't think the Packers had a good first 3 rounds at all. I would say of all the teams in the NFL, they were probably in the bottom 5, maybe even the bottom 3. The Bears had kind of a crappy draft so far. That's really the only silver lining I can think of. I think the Vikings had a fantastic draft, or at least a fantastic first 3 rounds. If I were to give it a grade for the first 3 rounds for the Packers, I'd give them a D, maybe even a D-. The only reason it's not an F is because I think a lot of these players that they picked actually have a lot of potential, but they don't address any sort of need whatsoever for the Packers at the moment. And like I said, it's like the Packers are playing for a future, not next season. After making the NFC Championship game, why is this the strategy? Why is this the direction? I don't know. Wish I could call him and ask him, but I can't. I'm just a fan. I don't claim to know any more than anybody else, but this is just my opinion, and in my opinion, the Packers really kicked the bucket on these first 3 rounds. So, anyways, guys, though, I want to keep the video a little bit short since I've already done a lot of videos in the past couple days. So, in the meantime, guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment in the comment section below. How would you grade the Packers' first 3 rounds of the 2020 NFL Draft? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at AlbertSports41512 and on Instagram, username Jacob_Ober. And I'll see you guys next time. Go Pack, go.